So for the colors, I decided to use my Makeup Forever Flash palette. I did mix the white with the hot pink to make a lighter pink. And I am using my Royal Langnickel brushes for all of these steps. I am painting basically everything. I did not paint her ears, but I highly recommend doing that. For the eyebrows, I went in with the white from the Flash palette, and then I just went over it with the aqua color from the same palette. I then decided to do a star kind of pop art shape around her eye, and next I am going to set the pink with a eyeshadow. This is the Morphe palette, and it's just the pink from that palette. The brush that I'm using is by Morphe as well. Next, I'm going to set her eyebrows with this color from the same Morphe palette. Now I'm going to fill in her eye with the same yellow from the Makeup Forever Flash palette. Now I am going to prime her one eye with the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, and then we are going back to that Morphe palette and we are going to set that yellow with another yellow shadow from the same palette that I've been showing you before. Next, I am going to go in with purple on her eye, and I'm also going to do her lower lash line, and I'm going to bring that down. Let's take a little break to give the dog a kiss, and I'm just going to add some shading. I don't really know what I was thinking with this. It's kind of like an orange shading, and then I added some green to that as well. I didn't want it so clean. I wanted to just add different dimensions. So here I am just going in with the black from the same Flash palette, and I'm just mapping out the eye that's going to be popping out of her eye socket, and then I'm going to fill that circle in with the same black from the Flash palette, and then I'm gonna set it with a black eyeshadow from the same Morphe palette. Here I'm just going to outline her eyebrows just to give it that pop art look, and I am using my the Balm Schwing eyeliner, and I switch between the Balms and a NYX eyeliner because the Balm eyeliner basically went out on me. I think I used it way too much. So now I'm gonna add some shading, and I'm going in with the same purple eyeshadow that I went in before. And now I'm just gonna do the nose, just outline the nose. And I decided to color it in with the same eyeliner, but I suggest that you do this step with paint instead of eyeliner because it took forever. As you can see, I also outlined the yellow star around her eye. Now I'm mixing in red with pink for the eye, and I'm bringing it into the eyeball a little bit. And then I added a little bit more red, and then I just went in with the white from the same palette. And then I went in with brown because her eyes are brown, so we gotta make the eye that's popping out of her socket brown. And I did a little black little eyeball there as well. And then I added more black to outline the eye just to make it more pop artsy, if that's even a word. And then I added some little squiggly lines inside the eye. Then I added some black and white around her eyes as well, just to give it more dimension and more of that like tired zombie look. So now I'm gonna move on to outlining her zombie mouth, and I'm doing the teeth, and with the brush I'm basically doing the teeth, pointing the brush up for the top teeth and then pointing the brush down for the bottom teeth. And then again I'm just going to outline them with that black eyeliner, and then I just went over it with the black from the Flash palette. Next, I mixed in blue and a hot pink to give me this kind of burgundy color, and I'm just using that for the inside of the mouth. And now I'm gonna set the white with a white eyeshadow from the Morphe palette as well. And then I came in with the black from the Makeup Forever Flash palette, and I'm just adding some dimension to the teeth because I did want more of a kind of not dirty but not as clean kind of pop art zombie, if that makes any sense. So now I'm just going back in with the black from the Flash palette, and I'm just gonna go over those lines just to make them a little bit thicker and stand out a little bit more. And I am also going to be doing the brain right there, and it looks like a sun, but it's really not a sun. I wanted it to look like flesh that was kind of ripping from her head, if that makes any sense. And I'm using the hot pink and the peach from the Flash palette, and the peach is to represent the flesh, and then I went in with the Morphe palette and I added some white in there just to add a little bit more of some kind of dimension to that brain of hers, that zombie brain, you know. And then I just added some squiggly lines in there just to represent the brain, and then of course I added some little white squiggly lines for highlight. And then I grabbed this peach from the Morphe palette to set the paint. So basically for every paint color that you put down, you're going to want to set it with an eyeshadow color. And then here I'm just using the NYX eyeliner again just to go over my lines, and then I added some little black dots and things just to, you know, make it look a little bit cooler. I also added some white lines in there, and then I just shaded in with the black shadow from the Morphe palette again just to give it more of a sunken look. And then I grabbed a darker pink from the palette and I just put that all around her body just to give the skin more depth. And then I contoured with the black from the palette as well, just to give her more of a like tired zombie look, you know, because we want our zombie to be tired and yeah, because she's a zombie, you know. And then I used the shading for inside the mouth as well. Oh, and then here I just wasn't happy with the way the nose was looking, so I added a little bit more points to the nose to make it look a little bit more pop artsy fartsy, you know. And then yeah, here I added more shading to this star around her eye, or whatever you want to call this. Yeah, then I added some black and white lines again just to give us, you know, more fun things in there. And then I added some white to the eyebrow as well just to make it stand out a little bit more. Alrighty, so we weren't happy with the purple, so I just went in with a darker purple, and I also shaded around the nose with the same purple. And then I added these two little white lines to the nose to just make it pop a little bit more and make it more shiny and stuff. And here I am mapping out what I want on her chest and neck. So I'm doing a heart. I was referencing a heart from the internet, and the heart has a little worm coming out of it. She named it Petey. And here I am just doing the neck, and I'm shading with the black because I really wanted it to look kind of like very deep set, and this was actually inspired by a picture that I found online. And here I'm just mapping out the flesh and more bones and nasty things that we want coming out of there. I'm going in with the white from the same Flash palette, and then I'm gonna shade in with the black from the Morphe palette, and then I'm adding those black little lines all inside the bones and just making it look all gross. And here I mixed a blue with a white to get this light purple, and then I just painted Petey with the green from the same Flash palette. And then I'm going in with the red with the Flash palette, also added in some black for the flesh, and then I added some white just to make it look more muscly and fleshy, like, if that makes any sense to you guys, but you know what I mean. Then what I decided to do was add some of the white into the red just to make it look more like muscles and things like that. Then I added some red to the heart because it was just too light, so I wanted to deepen the purple a little bit. And then I'm adding more red into the flesh to give it more dimension, to look at, like, make it look sunken in. And then I'm going in with the NYX black eyeliner just to outline every single thing and make it look really nice and pop artsy. And yeah, that is it. The last step, you are basically going to want to add a wig, whatever wig you can find. The one that we found at Michael's for $5. So it just goes to show you guys that you don't need a fancy schmancy wig or anything like that to create a nice Halloween costume. But anyway, this is the finished look. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media, and until next time, we love you guys so much. Bye.